You teach nurses how to not just become a travel nurse, but how to become a travel nurse correctly.
Correct.
How many people have you helped thus far to successfully make 6 figures a year or more doing travel nursing?
I want to say maybe 12 or 13.
Wow. Just making 6 figures a year. And would you say, what do you think is preventing people from honestly that your course and your teachings help them? Like what's the difference between a travel nurse not making 6 figures and a travel nurse making 6 figures? Like what's missing between those two?
It's pride.
Pride?
Yeah.
Break that down. What you mean?
So some travel nurses now, they're like, I'm making $5,000 a week. I'm making $4,000 a week. Like, why would I take a course? Or why do I need your course? Or like, why do I need your help? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, okay, but you've been doing this for 2 years. You've been doing this for 5 years. You've been doing this for 7 years. Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, I don't know it all. I don't know everything about travel nursing, but I know enough and I know a lot. And I've helped someone make $110,000 in 10 weeks. I've helped a PICU nurse make $200,000 in his first year of being a travel nurse, and I only talked to him for an hour. I've helped a travel nurse make $100,000 in less than a year, and she bought a house also that same year. She transitioned from the bedside, and now she has a life insurance business. So I am just aware that my mindset is just different. I'm teaching people, listen, I'm going to show you how to make money, but you have to promise me that you're going to invest your money. You have to promise me that you're going to approach this whole situation differently. You have to promise me that you're going to learn about life insurance policies. You're going to learn about health insurance policies. You're going to learn about real estate. I'll help you. And I helped all of those people for free. They were all my friends, or they were all people who I knew. So the person who I helped, her name's Hannah. She made $110,000 in 10 weeks. That was like the quickest amount of time I helped someone. She literally helped me in nursing school. Every test, every quiz, everything. So when she came to me, it was just like, I'm thinking about becoming a travel nurse. Can you help me? Of course I'm going to help you. I'm paying it forward. So especially before I started my business, like that's why power of relationships, I always stress this. It's the power of relationships. Is who you know, who knows you, who's willing to invest in you. I didn't ask them for any money. I simply was just like, okay, I'll help you. I literally can do this travel nursing stuff with my eyes closed. And I used to beg that same person who made 6 figures in less than a year, bought a house, started her own life insurance business. I used to beg her to become a travel nurse. I used to print out my pay stubs and show her, like, I'm begging you to become a travel nurse. And she just didn't feel like she was ready. And now she's just like, I thank God for you. So I know that this is bigger than me just like, teaching people how to make money. But I feel like what separates me from other people, or what makes me different, is like, I'm not prideful. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to tell these recruiters, hey, like, I'm trying to write my own contracts. Can you help me?
You've asked a recruiter that before?
Of course. Of course. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to say that I don't know it all. I'm not afraid. Some people are very prideful.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, you got to look at it like this. Yeah, you may be making a lot of money as a travel nurse, but why are you still working?
Yeah.
Why are you still working, and why haven't I worked in over 6 months, 7 months? What is the difference? I'm no better than you. I'm not superior. I'm not more superior. I don't live in ego. What is the difference? Why can you look at me? Do you know people sit here and watch every single day me make money on Instagram?
And then don't get encouraged or get inspired to go do the same thing themselves.
Or just ask me. My thing is I want to help you make more money. I want to teach you about the market, because if you don't corner the market, if we don't corner the market's going to corner us. Just like these strike nurses. If we all said, hey, we're not going to go to work unless you all pay travel nurses $4,500 a week. All travel nurses around the world. If everybody just went on a blackout and didn't go to work, do you think that they're not going to pay us $4,500 a week? But there's some nurses, they just don't have the knowledge, and they're going from making $30 an hour. So $3,000 a week might be a lot to them. But to someone else, it's just like, you can make $10,000 a week. You taking this $3,000 a week contract is kind of messing up the market. It's kind of forcing us to be paid less. So me teaching other people how to make money doesn't stop me from making money. I want to teach you how to make money.
So altogether, how much does Nurse Chrissy make? Let's say on average, altogether a month between nursing, your business, your traveling situation. How much do you make? Let's say worst case scenario. What's your worst case scenario now? Because you ain't working every single day, but you're still making money.
Yeah.
So what would you say on average?
Like $15K.
And then let's say if you do, just go ahead and just go all in. How much could you make in a month?
There's no limit.
What's your best month thus far? Let's say in 2022.
30K.
30K.
But I don't know everything about business. I feel like the only thing that separates me is I'm willing to invest in myself. Like I'm willing to pay for mentorship. I'm willing to pay for masterminds because I know that I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about digital products. I didn't know a lot about marketing. I didn't know a lot about any of that stuff. Like I posted one video on Instagram and I got 10,000 followers from it. I can't tell you what that strategy was. I couldn't tell you that at that time, but now I understand how to grow social media pages. Yeah. I help other people grow their social media pages. I help their businesses grow social media pages. So I'm not afraid to ask for help, and I'm not afraid to invest in myself.
And so the people watching us today, as we come to an end on this show, and I want to end the show differently than I normally end it, because with you being a young single woman, they want me to ask the single questions, and I ain't gonna do it like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do you like that. I'm gonna ask something different for you. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked my girl Sarah Jakes Roberts. But before I do that, when it comes to your course, what can people expect to get from you in that course?
True understanding of how to approach the market correctly. Correctly.
That's the key word, though, is correctly.
Correctly.
Yeah.
Everything is about mindset. If you're going into travel nursing just for the money, you've already lost. Because you're thinking about money when you should really be thinking about time. You should really be thinking about freedom. Some travel nurses, I have friends who worked in Iowa, and no disrespect whatsoever to Iowa, but I'm just like, you could have been working in Hawaii. You could have been working in California. You could have been working in these places, but she had no idea that she could have got a contract like that in Hawaii. People just don't know. They just don't know. And in my strategy, which I don't mind teaching and telling people, I work for level 1 trauma hospitals. So the University of Florida, where I graduated from, they have a hospital called UF Health Shands. That hospital has ICUs for every organ of the body. Cardiac ICU, surgical ICU, medicine ICU, burn ICU, trauma ICU. I worked as a critical care float nurse for that hospital, going to all of the different ICUs, getting experience in all of those ICUs. So I really can work wherever, other than pediatrics and mother baby. But I want to work where they're going to have resources. I want to work where I'm going to have staff. I want to be more than comfortable where I go to work. A lot of people were just chasing bags, where I was chasing like, okay, has to be a level 1 trauma hospital. I want to work at the #1 hospital in Florida. I want to work at the #3 hospital in the world. I want to gain experience because I know in the long term, I'm going to be teaching nurses, and I want to teach them from an experience sector, not necessarily just a money sector. You can go anywhere and make money.
Yeah.
But you want to think about what's going to be your quality of life. Are you going to go to work every day and hate your job? I enjoyed my travel nursing experience. I can honestly say I have only lost one patient, and she told me to let her go, but I wouldn't let her go until her daughter came to work. I wouldn't let her go until her daughter came into that hospital and held her hand, because I know how it feels when somebody that you love is in a coma or is about to die and they're about to die alone. I know how that feels. So I pride myself on being like a great nurse. I pride myself on thinking beyond just the money. So I want to teach nurses, okay, think beyond the money. What type of hospital are you going to work for? What type of facility are you going to work for? Are you paying for your licenses, or are you going to make these companies pay for your licenses? Some nurses are paying for their own licenses, and it's just like, you don't have to pay for your own license. They will pay for everything.
Wow.
They'll pay for everything.
Wow.
Are you staying in an Airbnb, or are you leveraging staying in a hotel, getting points, and on your leisure time, now you're staying in suites for free?